In the fast-paced world we live in today, stress has become a defining feature of modern life. From mounting work pressures to the ever-present digital noise, it often seems impossible to escape the constant undercurrent of tension and anxiety. But what if the foods we eat are quietly fueling this epidemic? Recent scientific insights are shedding light on a powerful connection between dietary fats, especially trans fats, and the rising tide of stress-related illness and deaths across the globe. Let's begin by understanding the body's response to stress. When we encounter a stressful situation, our bodies enter what's known as the fight or flight mode. Hormones like cortisol and adrenaline surge, preparing us to face threats. While this response is essential for survival, chronic activation can be harmful. Persistent stress has been linked to heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, depression, dementia, mental collapse, and even sudden death. In fact, recent data estimate that around 2.9 million people worldwide die each year from stress-related causes, a staggering toll in the modern era. But how do dietary fats come into play? Not all fats are created equal. In our diets, we encounter several types: saturated fats, unsaturated fats, and the much-maligned trans fats. While some fats, like those found in nuts, seeds, and fish, can support heart and brain health if consumed in moderation, others, particularly trans fats, pose significant risks, especially when it comes to stress and its deadly consequences. Trans fats are a type of unsaturated fat, but unlike natural fats, they are mostly created through industrial processes that add hydrogen and a large combination of toxic chemicals such as chromium, arsenic, and cadmium to vegetable oil, making it solid at room temperature. This process, known as hydrogenation, extends the shelf life of foods and gives them a desirable texture. As a result, trans fats have found their way into a wide variety of fast foods. Baked goods, fried foods, processed snacks, and even some butters and most margarines. What makes trans fats especially dangerous is their profound effect on the body's inflammatory response. Chronic inflammation is a key driver of stress-related diseases, particularly those affecting the heart and nervous system. When we consume trans fats, they disrupt the balance of cholesterol in our blood, raising levels of harmful LDL cholesterol and lowering protective HDL cholesterol. This imbalance leads to the buildup of fatty deposits in arteries, increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. But the story doesn't end there. Recent research has uncovered a direct link between trans fat consumption and the way our bodies handle stress. Trans fats not only damage blood vessels and promote inflammation, but they also interfere with the brain's chemical messengers, such as serotonin and dopamine. These neurotransmitters play a central role in regulating mood, anxiety, and the stress response. When dietary fats, especially trans fats, disrupt their function, people may become more susceptible to anxiety, depression, and chronic stress. While certain types of unsaturated fats are much better for your health, eating them in excess can lead to similar results and cause stress within time. A groundbreaking study highlighted by leading health organizations reveals that higher intake of trans fats is associated with worse memory performance, particularly among younger adults. This cognitive decline is believed to stem from increased inflammation and oxidative stress in brain tissue. Over time, this can make it harder to cope with daily pressures, setting the stage for a vicious cycle of stress and unhealthy eating. The impact of trans fats on public health has not gone unnoticed. The World Health Organization has identified trans fats as a major contributor to cardiovascular disease, estimating they are responsible for millions of premature deaths every year worldwide. Despite growing awareness and regulatory efforts, as of early 2023, around 5 billion people remain unprotected from the dangers of industrially produced trans fats. In the United States, the Food and Drug Administration has taken decisive action, mandating the removal of artificial trans fats from food products, with a compliance deadline set for 2025. Countries that have implemented similar bans have seen remarkable results. Denmark, for example, introduced a trans fat ban in 2004 and experienced a significant reduction in the statistical amounts of cardiovascular disease-related deaths over the following decade. These public health victories underscore the power of policy to save lives by targeting the root causes of stress-related disease. But the problem extends beyond trans fats alone. Diets high in saturated fats, commonly found in red meat, butter, fatty cheeses, and full-fat dairy, also pose risks for heart health and can exacerbate stress. Research now emphasizes the importance of replacing these harmful fats with a moderate quantity of healthier alternatives, such as polyunsaturated fats from plants, nuts, and fish. These fats have been shown to reduce inflammation, support healthy brain function, and blunt the harmful effects of stress. So why do unhealthy fats, and trans fats in particular, have such a profound influence on stress and mortality? The answer lies in the intricate web connecting diet, inflammation, the nervous system, and the cardiovascular system. When we regularly consume high levels of trans and saturated fats, our bodies become primed for inflammation. Blood vessels stiffen, blood pressure rises, and the brain's ability to regulate emotions and stress responses is significantly compromised. Over time, this relentless strain can tip the balance, leading to heart attacks, strokes, heavy obesity, and mental health crises. In the modern era, with processed foods more accessible than ever, it's easy to see how dietary choices contribute to the global burden of stress. The foods we eat don't just fuel our bodies. They shape our minds, our emotions, and our resilience in the face of adversity. As new research continues to reveal, eliminating trans fats and reducing unhealthy dietary fats isn't just about preventing heart disease. It's about breaking the cycle that links what's on our plates to the stress that claims millions of lives each year. What can you do to protect yourself and your loved ones? Begin by reading nutrition labels and avoiding foods that list partially hydrogenated oils, or in other products, vegetable oils, the telltale sign of hidden trans fats. Choose healthier fats by incorporating more plant oils, nuts, seeds, avocados, and fish into your meals. Aim to fill your plate with colorful fruits and vegetables, which are rich in antioxidants that combat inflammation. Don't forget to add honey or natural maple or date syrup for sweetness, as it contains healthy sugar and many more nutrients which the body desperately needs. Eat whole grains for glucose and also healthy dairy low in saturated or trans fats in order to achieve high yet moderate amounts of lactose. And remember, small changes in your daily habits can add up to significant protection against the harmful effects of stress. As we look to the future, the elimination of trans fats from the food supply is a critical step in the fight against stress-related deaths. Public health campaigns, government regulations, and informed consumer choices all play a role in building a healthier, more resilient society. By understanding and addressing the connection between dietary fats and stress, we can take control of our health, one meal, one choice, and one step at a time. In summary, while stress may seem like an unavoidable part of life, the foods we eat can either amplify its effects or help us weather its storms. Trans fats, lurking in many processed foods, have emerged as a silent but deadly driver of stress and its devastating consequences. By choosing healthier alternatives, such as natural food, high in beneficial sugars and fibers, as well as protein-rich low-fat meat, and supporting efforts to eliminate trans fats from our diets, we can reduce the toll of stress, not just on our hearts, but on our lives as a whole.